Well, welcome to AFL NT's coverage of the 2025-26 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League Round 1 clash here from TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia Country. Today's coverage will play host St Mary's and Southern Districts in what is going to be a Round 1 clash of the Titans based on Southern District's recruitment so far. Joining me tonight in the commentary box is Will Zwar. Round 1 didn't take long to come around. Will, it wasn't that long ago we were here on Grand Final Day.
No, it wasn't at all. Great to be back here at TIO Stadium for another brilliant season of footy ahead, as I'm sure it will be. And you said that this is going to be the clash of the Titans. You look at their placings from last year. Second place for the Saints, 8th place for Southern Districts. Saints won 14 more games throughout the season, but I think you're right. This is going to be a much closer game on paper than what you might be expecting. It's going to be an absolute blockbuster clash. And I think that, for me, Southern Districts are a team to watch. I called it very early, maybe a bit ambitiously, but for me, they're the premiership favourites this year. Or not the premiership favourites, they're my prediction for the premiership, I should say. But St Mary's will want to try and defend their title.
Big statement. We'll bring that one back at round 1 of the final series. But based on social media, and as we all know, social media tells the truth, massive recruitment campaign. There was a bit of a coach change at the same time. We're led to believe that the Palmerston coach has swapped sides. Damien McGuinness has found himself over at Southern Districts and has taken a few of those girls with him. So it'll be very interesting to see how they perform, new players and a lot of new recruits also within tonight's starting 21.
Umpire holds the ball aloft. And we are away for the Women's Premier League in season 25. And it looks like it is Molly Warner who's gotten the first ball away. Bit of a scrap early. Southern Districts trying to get their hands on it. Umpire's called for a free kick early. And it'll be St Mary's just defensive side of centre. They come out to the grandstand side looking for a player on the wing. Can't take it cleanly. Will get a handball back. And then, good strong tackle from Southern Districts. They've come out hungry already here. Kick up from Lee. Try to find a player. Umpire calls play on. Lee will have another opportunity. Kicks it to space. It's going to be cut off. No, it's going to go through the hands of the defensive player there for Southern Districts. Paddled through there by Gregory. Now taken and handball forward there from Shannon. Little bit of a hold up on the half-forward line. The ball spills over line just outside 50 for St Mary's.
There might be somebody to watch there already, Will, is Shannon, because she's already had a couple of touches.
And here's Lee, who similarly, she plays on, no one on the mark, took a bounce. That one's smothered, brilliantly done there by Stephanie Simmons and goes out over the boundary line in the forward pocket. Not the worst result for St Mary's, but they would have liked to make more of that. Well,
they're inside 50, Will, which is a good start for them. As we look at Isabella Shannon's Perth in the Waffle, she's headed north for the summer.
All come in now. Warren double paddled it, but then only as far as Simmons. Her kick was also smothered. Here comes Shakayla Gardner-Dunn. Try to grubber it forward, was picked up. Southern Districts in a little bit of pressure here. Picked up, snapped on goal. Is that gone through? Umpire works for it a little bit too much and through for behind. First score on the board there for the season goes to Zoe Larkins wearing that bright pink helmet.
Well, remember that one come up from St Mary's in Geelong, so she's stuck with the name, just different set of colours.
Doing the kick-outs now for St Mary's. Southern Districts, I should say. And there's no one on the mark again. A little bit lapsing on that so far in this one. They go long. Trying to get front position there was Crystal Russell. And then into the hands there of Liesa. Paddling it forward. Gardner-Dunn. Wraps him up in the tackle, and umpire will call for a ball up.
Both sides are probably going to be a little bit rusty. There's a lot of girls out there that have just played a southern winter competition, so they've probably got to get used to the conditions, but not too bad tonight.
Great pick up there from Lexi Cagney off half back. She now goes inside the forward line, spills over hands, picked up there by Liesa. No, it's not. Her teammate wrapped up, and umpire, what is he called for there? I think we'll have a ball up.
So repeat inside 50s here for Saints.
Tap down to Simmons. She goes dangerously into the corridor, but it'll pay off and they get a handball out. Just missed the target. Umpire calls for a hold. Southern Districts will have an opportunity to work it forward here. Push back straight off the mark. She was looking to go quickly, but nothing presented.
Yeah, they haven't got much down the ground. She's decided to go to the fat side now.
So Boyd kicks it long, or good mark in the end to captain Taylor Smith. Plays on though instantly. Handball wasn't as clean, but they work it back, and making up ground there was Boyd. She's done very well. Kick didn't hit the target and now goes through, and it's picked up by Lakeia Hill. Her kick intercepted on that far wing, just in the last little sunny patch there, as the sun's setting behind TIO Stadium here, the glorious Morris Rioli grandstand. Mark taken there by Michaela Collins.
Good work. They're just chipping it around. They're not trying to take too much territory here, but Saints girls are all pushing back, which is giving them an opportunity to find a few gaps.
Russell, she kicks it forward and finds a target inside 50, plays on instantly. Now coming Emma Forsyth, kicks towards goal.
Oh, she hadn't played to goal.
And she gets it. Gee, she loves it, doesn't she?
She certainly did, and she had a player in the goal square too. That was Megan Crawford that she could have gone to, but she's run virtually her distance and then put her on the right boot, bounced through for a goal. So Districts hit the fronts or make the first score. Oh, sorry, the second score, 1 goal 6 to 1 point St Mary's, where we've gone just under 5 minutes.
And it certainly is a new look Southern Districts side so far this year, Paul. A lot of new names that we're calling, and they seem to be doing a fair bit of damage. Isabella Boyd, Crystal Russell, Stephanie Simmons getting in and amongst it, and Southern Districts have started with a bit of a point to prove tonight.
Well, they played possession footy too, Will, by slowly 4 or 5 possessions up. Then they created a bit of space over the back, and they were able to take it inside 50 marks. So it was good work from Districts.
Ball comes out now and kicks to the wing along the ground there by Isabella Shannon. Took her time, then got around Taylor Smith. Kicks it inside 50, running onto it now. Johanna Gregory tried to get a little boot to it. Now coming in is Larkins as well with that bright pink helmet. Picked up there by Lee, snap on goal, instant reply, goes through. What a goal that was to start off St Mary's campaign.
Well, they got the clearance, and once again, it was Isabella Shannon who was able to get first use of the footy. She was coming out here on this grandstand side flank, decided to go back inside, was able to link up, created a stoppage, not a stoppage, but created a pack mark, which the ball came to ground. And it was the helmeted Zoe Larkins that was able to jump on the back of that and score a major.
So they regain the lead by a single point. 6 minutes gone into season 25-26 of the TIO NTFL Premiership season. And almost an instant reply for St Mary's. They too are here to play. Ball goes up in the middle again. Looks like Southern Districts have gotten their hands on it first. Running off half back there though is St Mary's. They work it forward now. Good kick and good mark in the end there from St Mary's. She runs around looking for Larkins at the back again, but the player in front has taken the mark instead. And it might be Lee again. She has been all over it. Kicked a goal just a moment ago. Comes in now for her second of the quarter. That one won't make the distance. Comes off hands. Larkins seemingly in front position there. Uses her body well. Then handballed forward by Gregory. Snap goes to the goal square. Is that going to be paid a mark or over the line? It is. Umpire has said it's gone the distance. I reckon that one probably about 17 metres, Paul.
Oh,
just got
14 there. Maybe. Forever the optimist.
Umpire's going to make her work for it. Lining up here, Jaden Eastoff. Decides to go inside the centre corridor. Handball comes out now. Here comes Lee again. Kicks it forward into space. Eastoff pushing towards the boundary line, but the ball trickles over just before she can reach it.
A little bit lazy there from Districts. They let Saints small forwards get on the outside of that contest, and there was 2 or 3 of them lined up there to get that handball out. So they've got to sharpen up a little bit here, Districts.
Another boundary throw in here. They've had the ball inside their forward 50 a lot so far already, St Mary's. Running through there, Shannon, and then ball comes off the boot there of Liesa into a little bit of a scrimmage close to the line. Oh, here comes Eastoff. very close, and I think it came off the Southern District player's boot in the end, but through the goalposts at the wrong end. So through for a rush behind to St Mary's. Kicking out again will be Michaela Collins.
Once again, repeat inside 50, so they just can't get it out, Districts. Or the only time they have got it back over past the centre of the ground, they were able to score, but they just need to be able to break through here. I think that what they did previously by chipping the ball down that fat side wing previously is that they were able to move the ball without really bringing too much attention to themselves further down the ground.
Good lead there by Larkins. That one wasn't touched by a player after kick out, so should be a free kick going to St Mary's.
Oh, yes, it is.
So Larkins, a long way from home, a little bit too long you'd think. Goes for a little chip. That one was a bit too short. Good body work there from Michaela Baldwin for Southern Districts. And we'll have another boundary throw in just inside the forward 50.
So another inside 50 for Saints again, that they can just, once they get it in there, they can just hold it. They've just got to make most of the scoring opportunities. So we look down towards the goal square. There's 6 players virtually in the goal square. So every time the ball goes in there, it's just going to go pretty much to ground. And they need to probably open the space up a little bit.
Ball goes up, tapped down by Southern Districts. Big, strong tackle, almost in the back. Umpire lets it go. Then handball comes out, looking for Nikisha Minita. Overruns it. Good pressure again from Southern Districts. Oh, that one's maybe a little bit too wide, and it is. So it will be a kick to Shakayla Gardner-Dunn. Just one of 6 players who also played in last year's grand final, Paul.
Well, that's interesting. Will also won the leading goal kicking in the competition, did she not?
She did, and I think she was the best. I was going to say the Norm Smith medal, but the Norm Smith equivalent in last year's grand final.
Yes, I actually voted on that.
So you can expect a lot from her this season. Ball comes down now.
Great tackle.
Umpire calls play on. Ball goes to the hot spot, top of the square. Eastoff couldn't quite take the mark. Then running to it now is Shannon. She's got plenty of space. Straightens up, kicks it, loves it. Not enough though, just to behind. No, it's a goal.
It's a goal.
The celebration didn't tell us the whole story there, Paul, but it's through for St Mary's second goal.
No, she's a bit of a no-frill sort of player, isn't she? Once she stands out, the locks are flowing, and she's got a bit of pace about her, but a very good team-orientated player by looks. That's a really good pickup for Saints to be able to get someone of her calibre, and obviously playing some waffle women's football in Perth as well. So just watch out for number 21, Isabella Shannon, as the year progresses.
Winnie Evans coming into the middle for her first centre bounce of the season. A Southern Districts junior, so they're mixing a bit of the imports with some of the local talent. Southern Districts. She's been a rising star for a few years. Ball comes down now into the hands of Simmons, and Districts work it forward. Bounces in to the arms of the half back, and then making their way forward. St Mary's, the player on the wing, she just couldn't get it to Hunter in time. She's going to have to work hard to beat the boundary line, and ultimately the kick was just a bit offline for her.
That was Eloise Carmer, number 13. She's an ex-Point player from a couple of seasons ago. So there's a couple of girls, well, she's crossed the road anyway.
And the ball kicked forward there by Simmons wasn't great either, and it goes over the boundary line. So again, that lasso rule means Monet Hunter will have ball in hand on the half-back flank. Umpire's just working out exactly what's happened there.
Jacob Port, good decision.
Hunter just indicates she's going to play on and go long. Takes a bounce, wasn't clean. And second pickup wasn't good. Simmons wraps her up, and the umpire calls holding the ball.
That's not a good start for her. She can only get better.
And she's given away 50
metre penalty. God, dare I say it.
Soft, but I think it was there. She was a bit demonstrative, shall we say, in the way that she handed it back.
Well, she's tossed the coin too as the captain. That's not a very good show.
Simmons plays on, kicks towards goal. It's just snuck out and hasn't made it quite the distance either. Looks like there'll be a free kick going the way of Saints on the last line of defence there. Tried to move pretty quick. Umpire now lets him go and plays on. Not sure if that was too ambitious there. Southern Districts with plenty of players at the fall of it, but Saints just outnumbered them, and here comes Larkins, kicks it down the wing, looking for Shannon. picked the ball up after a second bite of the cherry off the ground. Now working forward is Gregory. It's a one-on-one at the top of the square, running out to it. And Eastoff picks it up, turns around, kicks towards goal. Through for a behind.
Good work. There's Shannon again involved. I think I've said it 3 times already. Watch her.
Eastoff's she looks very dangerous up at that full forward position. Quite tall, looks relatively strong as well. And you're right, I think her pairing with Shannon's going to be a pretty formidable forward line for St Mary's.
Well, they've done quite well with Eastoff and also Molly Warren, who must be a good 6'2". They've got some height this year, the Saints. I think they might have to, the rumour is that Paula Pavic may not be coming back to Darwin, so they've found some ready-made replacements already.
Captain Smith pushing it out on that half-back flank to the wing now with Evans. She gets a handball through to Mulvihill. She pushes it inside a little bit, but picks out a St Mary's defender. And I think that's Cagney again. She's been really good on that half-back line so far tonight. Breaking through now is Simmons into the middle of the ground. And now she goes to a very high centre-half forward position with Eva Harris. Doesn't have a lot of options. Pushes it out wide to a player by herself. Forsyth, who kicked that first goal for Southern Districts. She plays on now, and she too goes inside the forward 50.
Oh, very good, again, isn't it?
Very good body work there, and she has just muscled our opponent and taken the mark.
That's good play then once again is that Eva Harris played a bit of VFL at Essendon, was able to take that mark inside the centre square and just chipped it across. And then they were able to bring it back to Harris, obviously with easy stand out with the pink boots. Inside 50, and she's going to kick from around about 42 metres.
It's pushed it a little bit wide, and I think it's ultimately fallen short but taken over for a behind. Southern Districts get their first blemish of the evening. They trail by 8 points.
You've got to do better than that when she's kicking from about 40 metres out. It was a fairly easy shot. We've got a stoppage, 50-metre defensive line for St Mary's, 50-metre attacking line for Districts.
Evans rucks it unmanned just about. Smith tried to put some pressure on. Comes down now to Warren. Whistle's blown. I think the umpires let it go. Lee taps it down, but only gets it into the hands there of Maddie Shaw. She turns around, gets it inside 50. Harris again with good hands, but it's just spilled off the back. Then Cagney off half back again. Try to get off to a teammate. Big strong tackle there on Shaw. And the umpire will call for a ball up.
That was a good tackle.
Just ticking over the 16-minute mark here. Oh, big strong work there from Molly Warren and giving away the free kick. A little bit too rough. I don't think it was necessarily rough, but Evans just didn't know it was coming and has taken the contact relatively well, but it's sort of put her onto the ground. Put her on her bum there at high half forward. Now, coming out, Cagney. She's been all over it. Gets it out of that defensive 50 again, only as far as Alicia Smith. A little bit of kick to kick at the moment, just trying to get rid of the danger, particularly for St Mary's as they get close to quarter time. Nearly taken her head off there.
First, no, too high.
It's going to go to Larkins.
They're just panic kicking Districts, aren't they? They've got the ball and there's plenty of time, but they're just throwing it onto the boot and trying to get an inside 50, but it's going straight in and straight out. They're not really looking. They've got an opportunity now.
Calls play on, ball spills out. Oh, no one really wanted it there. Then getting in, I think it might have been Scarlett Young. Umpire will call for a ball up again at high half forward. Too far out to score.
Just need a few cool heads. I think they've been able to, they've recruited a couple in there that Harris and Evans have been able to sort of calm it a little bit, but the rest of them are just sort of, they're just blazing away a little bit and panicking a little bit too early.
Done much better here. Madeline Tate, she kicks it in the middle of the ground. Gee, that's well placed there, well floated.
High risk kick there too, and it's a little bit the same. I mean, that's the same as, you know, it really should be turning onto a left, but turns onto a right, and then they kick it into a 3-on-1 contest. So he's going to have some work to do.
Damien McGuinness
in conversation with these players and what they're trying to do, because it's All Saints at the moment, and it probably should be a lot further in front.
And speaking of the coaches, Ryan Smith looks like he's got that half-back wall in place there. It's been really hard for Southern Districts to penetrate, but there goes the siren for quarter time, and it is St Mary's, the first quarter of the season, leading by 8 points, 2-3-15 to Southern Districts, 1-1-7.
Been watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season opener from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. We'll take a short break. Be back with the second quarter in just a moment.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
To look there,
God, Kaz has a lot of memories.
I come here every day for 20 years, 7 days a week.
As a teenager, we didn't have Facebook. Kaz was the meeting spot.
There would be many first dates that have walked this hall.
First kisses, first jobs.
So I had my first job here. Kaz Square is just iconic Darwin.
For me, it is the paradise on earth.
Your Kaz.
Your way.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League Round 1 match. St Mary's versus Southern Districts. Will Zwar is with me tonight. We've got a scoreline of 15-7 St Mary's way. They had all the footy, Will. 8 inside 50s to 2 tells the tale of the story. Probably didn't quite do enough with it. Saints probably should be leading by a lot more. Districts would be thinking to themselves, we're not doing too bad, we're only 8 points down.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I didn't mind the effort from Southern Districts, though. They looked like they had some good forays forward, but St Mary's were really strong on their half-back line as they're just readjusting the 5-6-5 rule here. St Mary's were trying to start without a ruck, and it looks like it'll be Jaden Eastoff going into the middle there. Didn't read the team board at quarter time.
No, they were going 7-3-5. That's an interesting way to do it, but anyway.
So the ball comes out of the middle now. Southern Districts work it forward into the hands of Hill. Still looking for a scrap. Kick forward. Looks like it will be Harris running onto it. She kicks it forward. Cagney, she's been brilliant at half-back. She pushes it out that far side. Now looking for Larkins, who started on the wing there. She started in the forward line in that first quarter. Offers a Shepherd. And then moving it forward is Bonnie McKean, one of their premiership players from last year. Ball goes inside 50 now for St Mary's. Just using her body well there was Minotaur. She puts a little bit of pressure on. Ball comes now from Smith and then out onto the wing looking for a target. Good pressure there from Hunter, but was left in the tracks there of the Southern Districts midfielder. She pushed it forward, did Kate Twaddle. Now she'll have another opportunity to try and work it forward. Was found with a pretty heavy bump there from Bonnie McKean. And now Taylor Smith just paddles it over the boundary line, but the umpire says it will be a ball up.
Geez, they did that hard, didn't they, Districts? They just kept pushing the ball along the ground, but they were met with everything from Saints. They'll be able to pick the ball up, and they've probably forced it 30 or 40 metres in there towards their end of the ground, which is the airport end.
Ball goes in now. Turns around and kicks it forward. There was Lucia Liesa. Turned over at half-back, though. Kick will come forward, looking for Forsyth.
Oh, is that 50? Should have been.
Now pushes it down the line. Was looking for Harris. Looked like a pretty pedestrian mark, but she's dropped it there. Maybe a pedestrian attempt to go with it. Kick forward by St Mary's. Is picked up by half-back. She hated that as soon as she kicked it. Did Bella McLean, and it goes out on the full, so it'll be Shakayla Gardner-Dunn taking the kick just behind centre in front of it. Change gate.
So a lot of footy's been played on the Morris Rioli side of the ground, hasn't it? It just sort of seems to magnet across. There's plenty of space out there. There's nobody on the fat side of the ground. Everybody is virtually congested on the logo here.
Smith tried to wheel around there, and now picked up on half-back.
Good tackle.
No, wrapped up.
Another good tackle.
Souls also runs into trouble. There'll be a free kick going the way of Souls there. She's got Larkins at high half forward in the middle of the ground. Instead, she goes straight down the line, and it's turned over. Goes into the centre. This is a dangerous kick if it pays off, though. It could be dangerous for them.
Oh, she's just kicked it back to where it came from.
And Shakayla Gardner-Dunn takes it almost uncontested. Nearly cops a clip on the way through from Harris as well.
Rule number one, Will, there, isn't it? Don't kick it back to where it came from.
Pushes it down, goes past Harris. Smith gets a handball out wide now. And plenty of time and space. There's a free kick going to the Southern Districts captain for a dump after she got rid of it. Taylor Smith, one of those players from Palmerston who's come across with the coach Damien McGuinness as well, Paul.
Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 of them that have come across. So a good getting the coach. They had a really good year, Palmerston, last year too, that made the finals. Or just missed out on the finals.
Just missed out on finals in the end.
Was that Tiwi Palmerston second last game of the year, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an absolute cracker in the end, and it was pretty much do or die.
Yeah.
But also coming from Palmerston, Michaela Baldwin in the back line tonight for Southern Districts. She's changed clubs. Now St Mary's on that, I guess not the last line of defence. It's the first line of attack close to the goal line, but the umpire will call for a ball up. Taking the duty there will be Pettit Holmes.
They tried so hard, the Districts, and they brought it all the way down just onto the broadcast wing here, and then the ball's all of a sudden gone back inside 50. So all that hard work comes undone very, very quickly. Saints are right onto this.
Handballed by Karma. Nearly intercepted. Then Shannon from outside 50 pokes it to the hot spot. A lot of white jumpers back there, and it's taken, I think that's Alicia Smith wearing those green boots.
Great kick straight to the opposition.
She now looks to get it out of there again. And
Nice
that's
work.
floated very well into the hands there of Twaddle. Just assessing her options. Looks like she's going a little bit into the middle, but down the line. Trying to work it forward as quick as they can. Now Cagney, she tried to paddle it forward. There'll be a hold and a free kick going Southern District's way. Now they go out to the wing. Hunter tried to get a hand to it to intercept it. Picked up there by Mulvihill. She works it forward. Now Districts could be on here. Gee, that tap might not work out for them very well. Here
Go
comes
on,
Simmons.
it's a free kick.
Wrapped up as she took it. Umpire calls for a high tackle. So Stephanie Simmons, a Norwood product, is going to be lining up from about 30 metres out when she kicks it, and she could kick Southern District's second goal, their first of the second quarter.
They've battled really hard for that, the 5.5 minutes we've been going for, but it's their first inside 50 up against Saints, who have been in there 3 or 4 times already. So they've worked really hard to get to this. They've sort of controlled the footy to an extent, but they've been lacking a little bit of forward structure for someone to kick it to. It's not a bad looking kick. That's a goal.
It's a very
That's
good
a great
looking
goal.
kick.
Never looked like missing that. Steph Simmons, and as stated, she's a Norwood product. There's a few Norwood girls coming up into the territory this year, plying their trade. So that was a very good mark and a good mark. She got the free kick there, but it was the effort that she outrun 3 of her opposition, St Mary's opposition. She outran the 3 of them to get the ball and drew the free kick, and from inside 50 was able to nail it. So 2-3-15 St Mary's, 2-1-13 to Districts. So goals so far, 1 for Lee and 1 for Shannon for Saints, and Simmons and Forsyth for Districts.
St Mary's pretty keen to reply as they did in that first quarter, but it's cut off at half back there by Tate. She now goes out wide into that far side. Starting to finally get out that side now, Paul. Picked up there by Lavina Polo. And then a few Saints wrap up the croc out there. Umpire calls play on, ball just spills out. And the umpire will finally say, give it to me, and we'll try and restart from there. Benji Engels, the umpire out there in the number 48. Joining him is Jacob Port and Dylan Hall. Behind the goals, Sam Todd and Mona Lisa Campbell. And your boundary umpires tonight, Maylin Cheng, Hamish Butler and Thomas Butler. Umpire Engels will have another ball up on that far side.
I hear we've seen the last of the bounce, Will.
We have in the AFL.
It's devastating.
I believe it was on last night. I think it's been happening tonight as well. Not tonight, no.
Devastating.
A unique part of the game.
Yeah, devastating.
No longer.
Yeah. So I look forward to seeing the umpires muck that first bounce up.
Ball now into space and not picked up by Michaela Baldwin. Just bullocking her way through there. Well, that was nearly a stinger, though. I think it was the player being tackled who instigated most of the action. Umpire calls play on, now goes forward, and there'll be a free kick paid.
Districts way. They've stemmed the flow a bit, Districts, haven't they? They've decided to play a bit more tempo footy and hang on to it a little bit longer. Just to try and stem the flow, I think, is that what they need to do is maybe slow the Saints process down, because all they were doing was just like that, was just kicking and hoping, and Saints were turning it over.
Now kicked forward there by Riesinger, and she finds a target just in the right spot at the right time. Shana Edwards, she plays on, kicks it to space, and the space was sort of in the middle of 4 Southern Districts plays, just about, not quite to their advantage. Now Michaela Collins she gets it out of the defensive 50 to 9 in particular. That'll be a lasso rule. So it'll be Larkins from a long, long way out.
So they just didn't really need to panic then. That, you know, they should have got the ball and, you know, bring it back in about 5 or 6 metres off the boundary line to avoid turning the ball back over again, because that's obviously with that rule is what they've done. There's a holding the ball decision, back pocket.
She had a long time there.
Joanna Gregory.
Oh, gee, she's kicked across the face of goal and turned it over. That is a coach killer there. Rule number 1, do not kick across goal. And not a good person to have the ball in hand. Isabella Shannon, who kicked their second goal of the match, she can kick their first of the second quarter.
Well, I reckon she's already got the 3 votes, and there's no need to hand her. There's no need to hand her possessions, especially within D50. Although that's a little bit lazy.
Very high, won't make the distance there. Can someone pick it up off the ground and get it through? No, it'll roll through for a behind.
Right, just mark that one down, 30-metre distance. She's been looking good. There's some good recruits out there so far for both teams. Although it's pretty hard first game in, especially if you haven't been up in the heat previously, and we've had a bit of a steamy couple of days.
Yeah, that was a great kick there from Shannon. Sensed that there was a play in the centre corridor and has gone to her. The kick forward, though, from Liesa wasn't great. Goes through the back, very tight on the boundary line. Here comes Larkin, snap on goal. Oh,
across the face.
That would have been something special.
Yes. Drawing attention to herself with that pink helmet on. Should be drawing a defender as well.
No one wants to do the kick out at the moment, although now trudging back to that goal line, Michaela Baldwin. As we said, one of the 2 Palmerston recruits out there tonight, along with the captain, Taylor Smith. And there's also Scarlett Young, who's crossed over from the Tigers, Nightcliff Jr., playing her trade out there tonight. Warren, in fact, the free kick's going to go not to Warren, it's going to go to Liesa, who's sort of become lively tonight. I guess through circumstance, the free kick there and just right place at the right time. But that's a good kick to the hot spot. Comes off hands, now rolling around. Edwards, snap on goal. Another point. They're peppering the goals here, Paul, but can't get it through.
They are. Shana Edwards, St Mary's Junior, multiple award wins, junior award winners. So Smithy's injected her in as a small forward to try and get some movement in there. She's looking a little bit lively. The other one was Grady too from Palmerston that's switched over. She's not playing tonight. She'll be a flying, I'm thinking.
Ball comes in now. Mark taken by Tate. No. Umpire calls play on. There's a golden opportunity here if the Saints can be clean. They're not. Shakayla Gardner-Dunn on the goal line, just trying to wheel the ball out there.
She was just about finding a load hand, wasn't she? Although there was plenty of pairs of yellow shorts out there hovering around. Districts need to get some numbers back. The Saints have got numbers all around that, all over the ball, and that girl is not the girl that you want to leave alone, because she's just kicked the second goal, and that's her 3rd shot on goal. And I reckon she's probably had at least 10 or 15 possessions so far already. So Isabella Shannon from the Perth Football Club is put St Mary's back on the board. So that'll be 3-6, 24 to 2-1-13. And she's controlling the game and has done from the first clearance, Wills Whale.
Yeah, she's having a fantastic game. A little bit slow to start this second quarter here, but the last 5 minutes she's been crucial, really keeping the ball inside St Mary's forward line. And we mentioned that Southern Districts just started to look a little bit better. The thing that concerns me is they seem to be scoring from their counter-attacks, which means they're almost relying on St Mary's to work the ball forward and open up their half of the ground. They need another plan to get the ball into a dangerous position.
Well, as I said, they were just banging the ball out, and that's exactly what happened out over on the Wanderers' pocket. Is that they just brought the ball out and then they kicked it at will, and they got a turnover free kick, St Mary's, and then they go back inside 50, and the end result is that they create a couple of stoppages and then they get a goal out of it. So the action for the consequence, Will, is that you need to be a bit more steady with the football so you don't turn it over.
Gardner-Dunn, she got the clearance there, but didn't get it far, only about 10 metres of ground gained. Gives it back to the umpire there, Dylan Hall. Always love to share the love with our hard-working umpires out there. Without them, the game can't go ahead. As now the ball goes forward, looking for Harris in the middle of the ground, trying to get a handball away to a runner, got it very wide. Now getting through is Stephanie Simmons. She's kicked the Southern District's goal this quarter, but it's turned over. Here comes Shannon, gets the ball forward. Now here's Lee. She kicks it inside the forward 50. It's a 2-on-2. And now gets it out to Larkins. Snap towards goal. I don't think that's going to... They need a lucky bounce if it's to go through. Oh.
The post.
It was lucky, but not lucky enough.
It's a good offie. Nathan Lyon would be happy with that.
And again, they've just really started peppering the goals. I think 10 points they've kicked in probably the last sort of 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Well, Districts, as well, I think we said it about the 6-minute mark, we're holding Saints and we're playing a different game to try and slow them down. But it's just like they ran out of juice for a while and Saints have reignited and they've taken off. And here they go again. Another inside 50.
Good defensive mark there. No, comes to ground. Shannon again. She's got the ball on a string, kicks it into the pocket, offline, and I think that'll be marked there by Michaela Baldwin, who's been picking up plenty of it herself. Seems like those two are almost playing kick to kick.
She's been good, but she's running out of friends.
Now she goes out and she finds Forsyth on half-back, kick the first goal of
Don't do that. Don't do that.
She'll play on. Can't find the target, Harris, who gives away a free kick. Will now be in the hands of Bonnie McKean. As we said, one of those 6 premiership players out there from last year.
That's a massive turnover too, Will, isn't it? That's, you know, 60% of your team.
But they're still looking strong. 3 goals, 7. They've got 10 scoring shots to just 3 going the other way so far in the first quarter and the first half almost here at TIO Stadium. Southern Districts, they've got about a minute and a half, just over that, to try and put some damage on the scoreboard. Running through those, Eloise Karma. She kicks it inside 50, kicks to grass in that forward pocket, running around and kicking back central. That was a beautiful kick there from Yakono, and now inboard though, couldn't find a target. Some unkind bounces there for St Mary's in their forward line. Harris gets a handball out now. Twaddle picks it up. Gets a handball, or just has gone a little bit too far for Simmons' liking, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
So Gemma Okono's first game back since baby arrived too, from I'm led to believe. It's good to see her back.
Great addition back into the St Mary's lineup.
She had a knee injury a couple of years ago too in their losing grand final year. So well, I think it's been a while since she's played a bit of Premier League footy, so it's good to see her back though.
Ball comes up now, taken by Harris, wrapped up by Hunter. Umpire pays the, I think he's paid the
ball up.
Ball up.
Paid the ball up, yeah, if that's the thing.
Good leap there from Southern District's ruck. I think it was Evans there, but ultimately St Mary's with their hands on the ball. Southern Districts, you think they just want that siren to come. They got 30 seconds to last. Forsyth looks a little ginger on the ground there. Ball goes into the defensive 50. Running onto it is McLean. She needs to be clean there. She wasn't. Iacono, again, ball just extends out past her fingers, comes back.
Too wide. They just need to slow this down now. They've got, and the siren's going to go, so they should be right here, I would say, Districts. They are. That's not a bad quarter from Districts, is that they held and held and held Saints for about the first 8 or 9 minutes of that quarter, and then Saints just sort of got off the leash a little bit. 4 scoring shots, but they weren't able to, for the amount of footy that they had inside 50 in the last 7 or 8 minutes of that quarter, Will, they just weren't able to capitalise on that. They kicked 1 goal 3.
1 goal 4 for
1 goal 4 that quarter. So they went from an 8-point lead to a 12-point lead, and if I'm Ryan Smith, I'm probably not overly happy with that based on the amount of opportunity that they had inside 50. But they did the same in the first quarter, Will, is that they had all the ball inside 50, but they just weren't able to capitalise on it. So, but it is round 1 footy. Districts are still in this. They're only 2 straight kicks out of it. You're watching AFL-NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League season, round 1 here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. We will take a short break for half-time, and we'll be back with the third quarter shortly.
Awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Azalea's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly sorted. Check out what's happening at hazaleysnt.com.au.
Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Where for being
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League Round 1 match here between St Mary's, reigning premiers, and Southern Districts here at TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. Will Zwar is with me tonight as we're ready to start this third quarter. Will, over to you.
Southern Districts need to change something. Let's see if it starts in the ruck. It doesn't as St Mary's get the first hit out, and then breaking through is Shannon. Looks like it's Saints who've made the change by bringing her into the middle of the ground. Kicks it forward. And now wrapped up there was Ayakono. Umpire calls play on Southern Districts. Try to get it out of there. They could be on here for another counter-attack surge forward. Looks like it's Karma trying to put some pressure on. Then Boyd, she just tumbles it forward. Now Harris wrapped up. Kicked forward again by St Mary's. They can't get a mark out of it. Back into the scrimmage. Now Molly Warren it is, playing in the ruck tonight. Southern District's off half-back. They can't really get any connection at the moment. Neither side can to start this third quarter, and so we'll have a ball up about 60 metres from the St Mary's goal, kicking to the airport end in this third quarter here. Game 1 of the 2025-26 TIO season. Now tap down. Paddling it to herself there, Gardner Dunn. Done very well there. And then hits grass inside the forward 50. Larkins puts some pressure on, then jumps on the tackle. You can see that pink helmet there from a mile away. She's been very lively, and maybe the helmet would suggest this, Paul, but she's been almost at the bottom of every pack she's attended.
She has, and at the foot of every pack is a bit of a goal sneak as well, or did I just repeat what you said?
Not quite, no. Now Shannon, she wraps it up, gets it back out there to Reisinger. Wrapped up very strongly, very heavily there, but the ball still works its way forward. Now picked up by Baldwin, who's probably been the best for Southern District so far. Warren now works it forward. Picked up though and gotten out of the back line there and nearly found Harris. She'll have to take it there on the volley off her own hands. Handballed forward there by Lily Roth. Toe poked, or an attempted toe poke from Lucchetti. And then big strong tackle into the ground. There comes. Umpire will call for another ball up, almost in the same position as the other one about a minute and a half ago.
Their endeavour, Saints, has been fantastic, as it looks like we've got an injured player out here. Their endeavour on the footy has been fantastic. That tackle and chase down from Monet Hunter just then. She's up and at it again. That's okay. Waves the trainers away. I'll be okay. Just a bit flustered. It's all right. Yeah, their attack on the footy is second to none, because you know districts that haven't even got the opportunity to bend down and pick it up before they get hammered. So, and that's Shannon again who's pushed the ball forward. So she is lively. She'll be up to 6 votes at this stage. Will
got 2 of their 3 goals as well, Paul.
Very good pickup. Watch this space, as I said earlier, with her. Are the opposition clubs watching this? She's the one that you're going to need to watch.
Forsyth has the tough task on her this quarter as well, so very undersized, but it'll be interesting to see if the, I guess, aggression and the determination from Forsyth can match her somewhat.
Just block her run at the ball, but they've just let her run off there again, so Saints inside 50. They don't want to let this go.
Oh, big strong dump there from the St Mary's player, and umpire says there's nothing wrong with that. We'll have another ball up.
So repeat inside 50s again. They're not really going anywhere, Saints. They want to pepper this.
Shannon almost had a hand on her the whole time, but managed to break through. Larkins with a deft touch, though it didn't go to a teammate. Then across goal, Southern Districts go. Oh, they need to be careful here. They kick it to space. Iacono's got a bit of work to do. So too is her teammate. I think it might be, I can't see under the ponytail there. But a big strong tackle nonetheless, and Southern Districts work forward, and there's been a free kick called. You were wondering if one of those was going to come. Looked like it was just a bit too much pressure there after the ball was gotten rid of, and they've finally paid one of those. Not a hell of a lot in it, but it felt like it was just building up tension there, and the umpire's blown his whistle there. Warren put some body contact on there as well, and now we'll have another ball up on that far side.
Without saying that they're timid at the footy, is that they're not attacking the ball as hard and as fast as what Saints are. So is that when Saints are in like they do there with Gemma's tackle, is that they're straight onto it. They're not letting them get any space as soon as they pick the ball up, whereas Districts seem to let Saints have that little bit of gap.
That ball goes forward from Michaela Collins. Wide though, and it'll be the lasso rule again there. So kicking in now is Shia Liesa, who's, again, she's come into the game very nicely here. That one just goes between 2 Southern Districts defenders though. Now a long way from home. They're trying to mitigate the risk, the Crocs. The umpire will call for a ball up. They just can't seem to get it out of that danger zone at all. It's not getting to the hot spot, but it's simmering.
Well, they're repeat inside 50s, but sometimes they're only going over and back. So Saints really aren't getting any benefit from that because District's defence has been pretty good, but it's just that half back or that centre line that are failing to come down the ground to create that pressure, which has given the likes of Gardner Dunn another inside 50 here, and she's found space on the outside, but still inside 50.
Here comes Chevelle Lee, who's been very, very good as well. Kicked the first goal for the Saints tonight. A little bit quieter in that second quarter. Shannon then gets a handball away again. Now running through is again Liesa. Larkins waiting for it to come to her. Maybe she needs to attack it too, but she tucks under another player, then gives a handball off. Now with Souls. Wasn't taken there cleanly by the District's defender. I think that might be Bella McLean there. And now just comes off some feet and some boots there. Well, she was running into trouble there, wrapped up, and I think Forsyth might have given away a free kick. She has. Maybe just not enough voice out there. I think she thought that she could just turn and go, and turn into two players is exactly what she's done. Maybe hurt herself in the process.
Well, she was flat-footed when she got the ball, Will, so, and that's always not a very good recipe because normally your opponent is probably standing right behind you when that's going to happen, so you're not going to get an opportunity to get rid of the ball.
Not a great kick there from St Mary's inside 50, but Southern Districts have made a meal of the rebound, and now coming in, Liesa shot on goal. Umpire's got to work a little bit for that one as well, and through for a behind.
She's been lively this quarter too, Liesa. She played at Districts a couple of years ago. The home club is Aspley in the Quaffle in Brisbane. She's decided to make the trip north again to see how things are going on the other side of the Berrima line.
Come out now, Southern Districts. Again, they can't get it past this half back line, this half forward line of St Mary's. A few players hit the deck there. Umpire's now called for another ball up.
Too many on the ground. He said, I'll wait till everybody gets up and I'll ball it up. Jacob Port, obviously he'll be doing a men's game at some stage this weekend, I would say.
Ball comes down. Maybe even the doubleheader tonight. Now comes out to Smith. First time we've sighted her this third quarter.
Ambitious.
And the bounce was not kind to her. She paddles it back to a teammate who's almost wrapped up. I think she tried to duck under, maybe was playing for a high contact. Umpire hasn't seen that way. Gives a free kick against.
The other way.
So Jaden Eastoff, who's been she's showed a lot of promise so far tonight. Kicks inside forward 50 there. Didn't quite time it with the forwards lead, and now Southern Districts get it out of there. Comes off hands in the middle of the ground. Maddie Shaw, it is. Has played at Collegians in the VAFA competition, and Trinity Beach over in Cairns. Ball goes up now. Tap down. Comes outside. Umpire calls for some high contact. Didn't see it myself there. But now Lavina Polo has it pretty much just forward to centre. And a direct line from her to goal. She kicks it out wide though. Finds Lee. She now goes inside the centre corridor again. Oh, and that's a beautiful mark there from Gabriella Reisinger.
She's been relatively quiet tonight. She's got her opportunity now. Mark inside 50. So there's another inside 50 entry for Saints this quarter, which makes number 7.
Will be kicking from 30. That's just on her range. Can't get a mark inside or try to soccer it through. There was Ikono. Now Shakayla Gardner-Dunn kicks it through the big sticks. A little one there. She'd love to get her first one of the season on the board, and she does. Extends the margin out now to 19 points for 8:32. St Mary's lead Southern Districts 2-1-13.
Well, it was just pressure, continuous pressure, and then they took the mark inside 50 with Reisinger, and then she virtually put it to the top of the square and let the small forwards do the rest. And the best small forward in the competition, Gardner-Dunn, Will didn't let her teammates down because she was in the right place. Goal assist to Gemma Okono. Good to see, once again, good to see her back involved in it. Handed one off. And Gardner-Dunn never misses. Thinking Central's Trinity Beach would have won the women's flag in Cairns this year as well. So there's a couple of girls out there tonight for Districts that have got some Cairns experience.
Just noting tonight, players across the league will be wearing black armbands in honour of Darwin Buffalo, Willem Rocket, a mark of respect for his lasting contribution. Obviously a tragic incident, a tragic passing of Willem a few weeks ago at training. We share our love and condolences to his family. Kayla Gardner-Dunn now pushing the ball out to the wing. So foot race, she's probably going to win as she does. Doesn't know what to do with it when she picks it up, but that handball has worked out very well, although Polo with the hands was clumsy, then worked it out, got it to Shannon. She goes, and the kick was off the side of her boot, but it's gone almost exactly where you'd want it if it didn't go to a player, and that is into the open space in front of goal. But there's a free kick being paid, and it will go the way of St Mary's.
What's going on here? That's a report, I'm thinking. A report by Jacob Port. Seems to be having that conversation. It might have been a little bit too high.
It looked more clumsy than anything
He's
there.
definitely writing something down. I don't think he's asking for a phone number.
So it'll be, I think that's Lee. Chevalier lining up for her second as well. That one's made the distance, but through for a point.
Wrong side of the post. Of course, all games will go through the match review panel, so that will be looked at. Didn't seem to be a great deal in it, Will, but the head is sacrilege, as we know.
So now coming out from that defensive post, and gee, you almost need to look for where Shannon is and kick it to where she's not, because
side,
Isabella Shannon, she's already kicked two. She's taken that one relatively easy. That goes over the back. Now Pettit Holmes works it back inside. Lee snaps to the top of the square. Oh, there's a few numbers here in green and gold. Iacono gets it out to Shannon. Shannon shanks it, and that one through for behind. She's probably had about 4 or 5 shots on goal so far already.
Yeah, well, there's 2 within about 30 metres that she's erred with. So, but she's got a couple on the board. So let's go with the positives.
1 goal 3 St Mary's have kicked this quarter, and 2 goals 7 they've kicked.
Good mark.
Since quarter time. Meanwhile, Southern Districts, they haven't made it past, I don't think they've made it past halfway in this quarter. They looked so good in that first quarter in particular, but in that first half it looked like they were going to make a match of it. Now they're almost tail between their feet. They need to change something up here and put some pressure back on the scoreboard. Running through here, Lily Roth. And I think 2 of those Southern Districts players have run into each other.
Yeah,
and
one of them hasn't come off. One's come off second best there, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Grace Mulvihill's looking very, very ginger. St Mary's, meanwhile, mark the ball back in, just outside that centre square, kicking it inside 50. Mark not taken there by Alicia Smith on the rebound. And another free kick, this time again going to St Mary's. So a little bit of ill discipline, maybe a little bit of nerves getting to the Southern Districts defenders with the game on the line here.
Yeah, not sure what that was for, but they're inside 50 again, Saints, and they continue to work the ball forward. Now they've got a shot on goal, and Larkins has been lively. She's already kicked 1. No, she hasn't. That was Lee. But she's been lively inside that forward 50 as an option. Stands out a little bit with the pink helmet. She's probably going to kick from about 38. Goes close to the girl on the mark, but she's put that one virtually straight over the goal umpire's hat, Wilswar, and pushes St Mary's another goal further in front. They'll go to 5 goals, 10, 40 to 2, 1, 13. So they're starting to exert their superiority, being the premier team from last year. They've scored 2 goals this quarter.
And it could be a lot more than the 27-point margin that's currently at, Paul. 15 scoring shots to 3.
Yeah, they're peppered the goals. As I said once again, is that so far they're up to 9 inside 50s for the quarter. Southern Districts, I don't think have got the ball past centre half forward.
No, maybe just a few grubbers going forward at the centre bounce. Centre bounces we've had, or the centre throw-ups, I think we're calling them now, the centre ball-ups in the middle of the ground. And St Mary's again just working to build on their lead. Iacono full forward, 1 out. She's gotten out and built some space for herself, couldn't take it cleanly, then taps it into space, thought there was almost some fingers on there, maybe a kick in danger. Umpire doesn't see it that way. Umpire blows his whistle now and calls for a hold on the Southern Districts defender in McLean. Southern Districts junior. So again, Southern Districts, a few new names out there, but they've also stuck with some of those juniors who've, I guess, been loyal to the club and try to apply their trade in the women's grade over the years. Umpire's going to bring that one back. No, it's going to be downfield. So free kick to Kate Twaddle. It's a good mark there, well worked by Shaw. She now pushes it forward and she finds...
Well, they've got a spare out here too.
Bonnie Brown. She pushes it to that spare, top of the goal square. Oh, couldn't take the mark. Needs to work something out here. Opportunities have been few and far between.
Great tackle.
Stripped of it on the last line. Umpire says she didn't have enough time. Now the whistle is blown and it will be a ball up about 15 metres out from the goals. Crocs need to convert here. A minute 55 left on the clock.
There's a chance.
Goes through. Oh,
it's a goal.
And finally, Southern Districts work something back. Margin back now to 21 points. And it's Eva Harris, who in that first half was probably one of their key players and was a shining light up forward, but rarely sighted in this third quarter.
Well, they've taken that ball virtually from one end of the ground to the other. They've got a free kick. St Mary's forwards were a little bit overzealous for the ball and they gave the free kick away, and that Districts were able to virtually bring it from one end of the ground to the other, nearly untouched, apart from the kick into the centre square to the loose player. Just a little bit too much air and created a contest for which Districts were able to recover from and put the score back on the board. So 5-10-40, 3-1-19. They're still in this. Do they have enough? Well, this quarter's just about done, so it's going to be a tough last quarter.
Ball comes down there from Jaden Eastoff. Southern Districts maybe trying to build on that goal. They get a lucky break here. Goes through another set of legs, and then Harris just got boot to ball as Cagney tackles her. That ball hacked off the ground into space. A lot of white jumpers back again, and it just works in their favour. Now turning and going is Luchetti. She pushes it out wide, just goes through the hands there of Bonnie McKean. She tries to get it to her own advantage, loses her footing. Handball comes through, then trying to get away there was Taylor Smith. Back now, Edwards, she pushes it down the line. Trying to paddle it to herself, and doing so effectively was Pettit Holmes. And now I think Boyd is away. She kicks it forward, goes through hands, taps, but the siren will beat all comers. 5-10-40. St Mary's could be a lot further in front, but they maintain a 21-point lead over Southern Districts. 3-1-19 at three-quarter time. Paul Maher.
Well, St Mary's with their 9 inside 50s to 1 at Southern Districts was virtually that told the tale. But the only thing, the difference is that St Mary's were only able to score 2 goals, whereas Districts put on 1 goal themselves. So once again, they went in with a 12-point lead, and they've only just outscored them by not much. But now that they've been able to hang on to a 21-point lead, so it's a 3. The Districts have got to kick 4 goals in 1 quarter, and they kick 3 goals in 3 quarters. So might be against them, but they were able to turn that last 30 seconds to a minute back the other way, because it was looking like it was going to be a St Mary's goal from that their forward thrust, and the 12-point plays come in, and Districts have been able to put another goal on the board to get another goal closer. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League Round 1 game between St Mary's and Southern Districts here at the TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia land. We will be back for the last quarter in just a moment.
Captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Azalea's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO Women's Premier League Round 1 clash between St Mary's and Southern Districts. Willswar, three-quarter time, 5-10-40 to 3-1-19 Southern Districts, 21-point deficit. Can Districts pull it back?
They need everything to go their way, but we've just had a little incident at three-quarter time. Shakayla Garden-Dunn's come off the ground. I don't know if it's cramp or it's something with her leg. She's just looking very very untidy, I guess you could say, a bit frustrated. But if Southern Districts are to win, that helps their chances, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, well, she spent a bit of time over virtually in front of the old scoreboard with trainers around, and there was all sorts of things going on over there. And then she got up onto her feet and slowly, gingerly limped off the ground. So looks like they could be one down.
As St Mary's push it out onto that far side under the old scoreboard, they try and work it forward. They're kicking towards the Michael Long Centre this quarter. Southern Districts do have that in their favour, kicking towards the notoriously higher scoring end towards Darwin Airport. But yes, when you're 4 scoring shots to 15, it's not necessarily night. You need a lot to go your way. Could be a lot worse though.
It could be. The 5-10 scoreline probably doesn't tell the story as much as the scoreline is telling us, because the 10 missed opportunities also go on top of the nearly 35 inside 50. So the amount of times the ball has gone in there, and they've probably only scored probably one in every 2, 1 in every 3 times that they've gone in. So they need to something they might need to work on is the Districts will get an opportunity here.
That is a good kick. The umpires barely moved at all, and Southern Districts get on the board in this last quarter. What a goal that was. I think it might have been Bonnie Brown, the youngster.
Well, she's been able to use a little bit of body there and nudge her opponent out of the road. As some of the Saints girls are having an opinion towards the umpire, to give herself a little bit of room, and took the chest mark and turned around and kicked truly. So it's only taken them a minute and a half to put that goal on the board. So the 21-point deficit now becomes 15.
Makes things interesting, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Plenty of time left, 16 or so minutes. So you do the Lee Matthews process, a minute for a goal, they've got plenty of time.
Kate Twaddle also just walking out a limp on the boundary line. So a few players coming to the first game of the season, dusting off the cobwebs, as St Mary's now work forward just outside 50, picked up there by Polo. Now she kicks it inside to a one-on-one at full forward, trying to get to it. Reisinger not taken, and umpire calls for incorrect disposal.
He was right there, couldn't get any closer than that, Jacob Port.
So it'll be Reisinger, who I think had a shot sort of late in that third quarter.
Hasn't put the ball to the top of the square then, didn't she? And see how she goes for distance now. Accuracy.
And just to behind.
To a little bit to the far side. So 5-11, 41, 4-1, 25. So 16 points.
Keeps things interesting.
They've got an opportunity here now. Districts have got the ball. So they want to turn it back over again.
It's exactly what they've managed to do. Not yet anyway, but they've put into a precarious position. Umpire will call for a ball up inside 50. It's probably looking about 30 metres out. Tap down. High contact will be a free to Southern Districts. Now they push it out wide. And it'll be Harris, who you think is going to be key to a revival from the Crocs in this last quarter. That kick just clears the numbers though. Might get a little run on here if things can go their way. A lot of St Mary's jumbers lurking and waiting, and this one comes out now to Edwards. She goes inside 50, comes off hands. Getting first to it you think is going to be Polo. Umpire, again, the whistle's blown. Free kick to Southern Districts.
Tell you what, they're very lucky then, because all the Districts players moved on to their side of the football when they probably should have stayed behind it, but they thought that they were going to get a bit of a run on. They all ran past There's St Mary's opposition behind the ball. Easy possession.
Here comes Larkins, and then it's just worked inside 50 by St Mary's again. They're threatening. Haven't quite yet started peppering the scoreboard as they did in that second and third quarter, but they're just edging it closer and closer. Tap down now by Russell.
Great tackle.
Picked up. In here comes Miniter. There's a player. Last line, has it cleared her? No, it's been touched just by Michaela Collins. I thought maybe she underestimated the carry of the ball there, but got away there with a touch behind.
It's a good play, good defensive effort.
Now out to Harris again, now playing in the depths of defence. Now marked by McLean.
This is what they should have been doing before, is just chipping the ball around, just to try and keep possession, as they've just handed it back over again.
And then Okono off now to Liesa, and a mark on the last line again. They have been quite good there. That last line of defence tonight, Southern Districts, which, as you said a little bit earlier, Paul, probably means that the scoreboard's not quite reflective of how damaging and how strong the St Mary's team has been without that last line. Yet I hate to think what the margin could be. Yeah,
that they have defended quite well, and with pressure. I mean, Saints bombarded pretty much in that second quarter. Third quarter, but with no real success. They managed to kick 2 goals, but they probably should have kicked 4 or 5 for the amount of injuries that they had. So the Districts have held up there from a defensive point of view. From an attacking point of view, because the ball's getting bombed in and there's so much defensive pressure, that's what causes the turnovers. And this is where we're at, was why the ball is spending more time in St Mary's half of the ground than it is in the Districts half.
Another behind that one to Gemma Okono, and the deficit is at 18 points now, but it's 1 goal and 12 points. So in St Mary's terms, that's 13 shots on goal before they get back to them, but they need to effectively double their score or get pretty close to it if they're to win this game. Southern Districts have kicked 4 goals, and they need more than 3 to win.
It would, if Districts got up, Saints would be very unlucky, wouldn't they?
Yeah, you'd think so, but they'd only have their goal scoring to root. Now here's Twaddle, who's seemingly walked off that limp in the middle of the ground now, waiting for options to shift forward, and this is where they have managed to get on the scoreboard. On the counter-attack, kick forward there by Stephanie Simmons. Bonnie Brown has some work to do, uses her body though to put some pressure
Great
on.
tackle.
Oh, she's wrapped it up, lets her go. I think she released a bit early to plea for the free kick, and if she held on, maybe she would have had her wish granted. Instead, St Mary's are trying to get it out of there, and Cagney, it spills over her hands, but they've got the numbers. Instead of picking it up, Souls will offer a shepherd, and Cagney goes for a dash. Goes through the hands now of Tate. And Southern Districts, they've got the numbers on now. She can play on. She'll have to, because Simmons didn't take the mark. A very high half forward again. Into the pocket. Beautifully placed there to Harris, who's doing everything all over the ground so far in this final term.
There's a bit of risk involved with that, Will, but the reward was that Harris, who's just been District's best player tonight, was able to rise to the occasion, and the kick virtually went in between the 2 St Mary's players and managed to land directly on Harris's chest. So she's going to kick probably from about 43 metres. She's lined it up, steady, pretty straight run. She's put it to the top of the square.
Comes off hands, trying to get
There's
front
a
and
chance.
centre.
That's in the back.
Nearly in the back. Umpire's given it.
Oh, there was free kick in front of goal. How controversial could this be?
This one's no certainty though. A lot of pressure on this kick. Kate Twaddle, who we saw at 3/4 time, was just trying to walk out. Almost looked like it was a hip flexor or something. She finds herself back there.
Get this to 12 points, it could be interesting. And she's missed it.
Across the face, so behind, but means that they're within 2 goals. They needed that extra score at some point. Perhaps this is it. Bringing it in now, Monet Hunter, tonight's captain for St Mary's, pushes it across to Shannon.
Good mark. She's good.
Hasn't really activated in this last quarter as much, yes, but there she goes in the back pocket. That kick has made its way a long way down the line. And then just toe poked forward. Larkins will get it on the outside. Good handball there, good sense there from, I think that's Liesa again. And the ball will spill out over the boundary line for a throw-in.
So they brought that out pretty easy, Saints. I mean, that's the sort of thing that District should have been able to do with not even 10 minutes or 8 minutes left in the quarters. They should have tried to lock that in a lot easier, lock that in to make it less easy, you know, for Saints to get it out so that they can work. Hard to push the ball back in and put some forward pressure on, but we can see the balls now is just outside 50 for some areas, so they've sort of let them off there a little bit. They had that, could have been, you know, 5 points closer to the margin, but now the ball's gone inside Saints 50.
And it'll be a free kick against St Mary's, and they've given away a lot of free kicks in their defensive 50 as well, Paul, which that's not accounted for on the scoreboard, of course.
No.
And, again, just goes to show how strong they've been. Good running there from Lakaya Hill.
Nice kick.
And beautiful kick inside that centre corridor.
So St Mary's juniors again come to the party. She's good. Hill, she had the opportunity last year. I think she might have played in the grand final team as a 16-year-old.
She did.
And has come out and has looked fairly good tonight in the program that Saints have got set up, and a little bit of pace there. Outrun her opposition, was able to swing onto her right foot and land one on her teammate's chest and that's Isabel Shannon, who has kicked her 3rd goal for the Knights.
She has, and that's almost sealed the deal there. They get out now to 17 points. No, the maths might be well off there. 23 points.
23, well, from 17. Well done. Good math.
We got there in the end, Paul. But up to 23 points the margin. And just over 6 minutes left to play in this one.
Well, you might as well go and drop the boot and drop the TV in Isabella Shannon's boot, because she's won that. It's all over. And the umpires give the 3 points to her at the same time. Looks like we've got a centre square muck-up.
565.
565. Indiscretions. Gone to the wrong flank.
Ball palm down now. Running through there, not giving up, is Maddie Shaw. They work it forward, Southern Districts again. Gee, doing very well, Taylor Smith. Just didn't help her teammate there. Maybe needed to just slow down a little bit. She took it at full flight. Had a little bit of pressure on her, but maybe had a little bit more time than she thought.
So, ball in, District's forward pocket. It's their only second entry, one of which they kicked the goal from, and now they're in there. They've got an opportunity here. They've just got to try and hold that footy with some forward pressure inside. Don't let the Saints get that ball out. So they can hold it in, get a scoring opportunity there, or prey on a mistake. And here it is.
Gee, in comes now Kate Twaddle.
There we go.
And she pushes it through, so reduces the margin back now to 17 points. Is there life here?
Well, there certainly is, because they're not giving up and they keep rebounding. But what they've got to do from this point onwards is they've got to try and win this next centre clearance. Very, very, very important. And if they can win that and push forward and the old basketball program, if you can outscore them without them scoring next time, you know, try and get a block so that they don't score and then take it back the other end. So they want back-to-back scores to bridge that gap back again, because they had the opportunity there before with Twaddle kicking for goal, and unfortunately she missed. Could have brought that back into a 12-point game. We could have been a goal closer at the same time. So opportunities there for them. They just need to win this centre clearance.
Up in the middle of the ground now. Getting hands to it first. Southern Districts, they're not giving up here at all by any means, although maybe a little bit timid on the ball there was Sawyer. Handball comes out now to Simmons, who's been probably among their best tonight. She kicks it to half forward, comes off hands there. Now Smith again. She kicks it to Brown's advantage. Brown running out. She takes a mark. They're coming, the Crocs.
And this is well and truly in her distance. Good junior. Here at playing the Districts now. She's got the opportunity to bridge this gap back to 11 points, giving them an opportunity. We've still got about 3.5 minutes to go.
This needs to go through, and it's been pushed wide. So that means it stays at 16 points. And I think they're going to run out of time here now if they weren't already going to. Bonnie McKean, one of those 6 premiership players again out there tonight. Just needs to kick it to a safe option. And she goes to Shannon. Isabella Shannon, 3 goals tonight. Probably almost kicked half their score as well. She's probably had about 4 other shots on goal. Now out to Gabriella Reisinger. Looking for Larkins. Intercepted there by Michaela Collins, and that's kicked high, wide. Still in the field of play, but eventually finds its way out, and the lasso rule means it'll be St Mary's ball, and you think from there they can't lose ball.
No, well, it's the minutes for goals program we're just about on that, 16 points with about 2.5 minutes to go, so they've got to kick 3 goals, and they don't have the footy.
Now working through Monet Hunter. Kicks it downfield, comes off the hands of Lily Roth, who's a junior, who's also played for Norwood but been a little bit quiet tonight. I think she has copped a bit of a tag this evening as well, just looking at her around the contest.
Yeah, she's had to battle hard for her possessions, hasn't she? Although first game in the Territory sometimes a little bit difficult. I mean, playing under lights is a little bit cooler, so she's going to know all about it in the next couple of weeks when they start playing a couple of daylighter games.
Liesa kicks forward now, marked there by Luchetti. Oh, looks like she's going to go across goal inside 50. Dangerous. And it's just worked out. I think Shana Edwards was trying to claim that she got a fingertip to it. I think there was daylight between it. Now comes through. And Lexi Cagney will go for a dash off half-back again. She's been brilliant tonight as well. Probably not as involved given how often the ball's been in the forward line, but she's been very good. I think Southern District's player almost kicked that the wrong way there. No. Shannon, she gets to half forward, and here comes Edwards. Now gets it to Larkins. Pushes it inside 50. Can't find a target. And instead, it's picked up. Ball comes out, spills out nearly. A free kick there. I think the umpire's going to pay it. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of Nikisha Miniter. This to wrap it up and have the last say on this evening's game.
30, what have we got? 2.5 minutes, and she's going to kick from about 35 metres out. She's had a quiet night. Miniter just played the full season in Queensland and then has come back into Darwin to play the summer season. So the body might be trying to transition back into summer footy, but she's got the ball.
So this you'd think is going to be the last kick of the game. Goes to the top of the square. Touched through off hands, and there goes the siren. So game 1 done and dusted for the Women's Premier League for season 25-26 of the TIO NTFL Premiership season. And it's St Mary's who win 6 goals 13-49 against Southern Districts.